The time frame and approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion that we amend the time frame of the agenda to 7:33 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Great. We have opportunity for public forum. Anybody on the public forum?
Yes,
I signed it.
Good.
Hey, I know she's
Lucretia.
Lucretia.
Anybody
No,
else? I
no,
was late.
I will remind you to make sure that you make your statements, your comments in the form of a statement.
Oh, I can't ask you questions.
Can't ask questions. You can't.
But maybe a rhetorical question? No. Okay. I just came down here tonight because of the experience that we just had. And I want to share with you some thoughts and feelings. And these are not as much political as they are just observations. And as I went through this experience, I had such a profound sense that as I would hear little things of how hard our city council and our city workers, our fire department, and our volunteers were working. And I personally feel like that some of that knowledge was actually communicated to me on a spiritual level, that sense, as I would hear little things. You know, sometimes you hear things and you can almost see it in your mind. And I am here because I want to express appreciation to the sheriff's department, our city people who I know work their heart out on behalf of this city. And rather than being attacked and criticized, you deserve a great big thank you. And that's why I'm here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. All right. Anybody else on the public forum? All right. Good to move forward. We have ourselves a troop here, or a pack here. I believe that they had a quick request that they learn a little bit more about our role as city officials, and so maybe we'll just spend a minute or two and maybe explain to you just a little bit about it. So, as you know, I'm the mayor, and my job is to do whatever these 5 people tell me to do. And there's a lot of truth in that. These are city council people, and they're the ones that make the laws, and they're the ones that spend the money, or tell me I can spend money. And so I literally do, as mayor and as city staff, what these 5 wonderful people tell me to do as the mayor. That's my job as the mayor. I run this meeting, but if you stay a little bit longer, you'll notice something interesting. I don't vote. They do all the voting. I just ask for votes. So you'll hear me say things like, is there a motion? And somebody will make a motion. Then somebody will second it. Can't be me. And then I'll say all in favor, and they'll say either yes or no. And then if it passes, it passes. But I don't actually get a chance to vote. So that's an interesting thing. I think right now, one of the big issues with our city, of course, is the aftermath of the fire, right? That fire was bad in itself, but now we have lots of concerns about flooding and concerns about those residents that are in those floodplains. So that's driving a lot of our attention right now, is that. But the city business goes on. We have budgets to do, and we're going to do some things tonight, and we get to that. Anybody else want to add anything in? We run for 4 years, so we get voted in, and our terms are 4 years. So you'll see us up, some of us up for election next year, right? And some have threatened not to be, and I've got to corner them hard and put the screws to them so that we can continue on. I'll be honest with you, we got a fabulous council. These good people are awesome. They are concerned about the city. They are awesome. They're awesome. They do good work. Any questions? Yes.
Can you tell them to spend money on Nintendos for Beacon and Alfred?
He could try.
I can try. That's all I can do. That's all I can do, yes.
Do you get paid and do you have to have a full-time job besides this? How does that work?
Yeah, so, the council folks, their city stipend, their pay for a month is $400. And mine is up to $1,200 a month. So, can't live on that. So yeah, we all have some full-time job or retired.
I don't have a job.
and
I
that.
have 4 kids.
Or, well, yeah, you have a job. So yes, we do. Anything else? Okay, we'll move on to item number 1 then. Harrison Heights Plat 12 Plan Revision. Plat revision. We just need a motion to approve the plat revision according to the handout here.
So is there a new Mylar that we're gonna have to sign?
There is a Mylar right out here, I've already signed it,
All right,
so we need,
so that's a reminder before we leave, you guys sign it.
please, on your way out, sign the Mylar.
All right. With that in mind, I'll make a motion that we approve Harrison Heights Phase 12 plat as revised.
Okay, we have a motion on the table, do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Garbage contract renewal discussion. You can have further discussion, or somebody can make a motion.
Is anyone not wanting to do the year and a half?
So if we do the year and a half, how are we gonna get people to bump their recycling rate up?
That's the lower rate. I mean, that's the higher rate as
Right.
is.
Right, but if we,
Oh, what are we gonna do to
I mean,
incentivize
Right.
recycling?
because, as I thought about it more, I'm thinking, we give a year and a half, we
We
gotta
need to
get,
be up
we
to
get, we need to get to
50%.
50% quicker.
I don't know how, I gave you my suggestions. I think instead of a second can, we say,
Yeah, but then you're forcing your will on the people.
we
Well-
recommend.
Because most people that have a second garbage can have a need for 2 full garbage cans to go out to the curb every single week, and the recycling can is every other week. So,
Yeah, but there's a lot of people with 2 that only fill the second one halfway full, but if they had recycling, maybe you could get away with one.
let's see, if I could get away with that, I'd just come back the first can, I'm not gonna have a second, but, because it's all trash.
No, there's use for recycling.
Sure.
No one here, am I the only, me and the mayor are the only 2 people ever cycling cans?
I have one garbage can.
Okay.
My recycling last week was in a cardboard box and some milk jugs.
So you have no need for it?
There was only 2 that's making that much for it.
Okay, and also part of this discussion, I don't know if it's been brought up, but there will probably be a price increase no matter what we do.
Yeah, there will be, no matter what we do,
Guaranteed.
absolutely. But we could keep the price increase down if we can figure out a way to get 2% of the people.
Only for
I
recycling.
think
Only
you
for
do-
recycling.
I think you do the year and a half, you got good data, you're kicking it to the fiscal year, and then you can base your decision at that point. That's,
So the only thing I'm gonna add to this is if we were to do our own service, right, call our own, and as we penciled it out, we likely could begin in a year from now.
Would it be more
In
cost
January.
effective when you're running numbers? We don't know yet.
The first few years are really tough. You gotta overcome the initial outlay, right?
Yeah. Would it be done?
So I don't think that,
That's not a discussion we're having right now.
not a discussion that we're having right now.
Okay.
And we really got more work to do on that, but I believe that the difference between a year and a year and a half would be the 6 months that we may be able to start earlier, and I don't know
I'm sensing
how
from
important that is.
you would prefer that we just do the year.
Royce, does it make sense to do it where it lands on our fiscal year?
I
Does
just
that
want
make
to
it
ask
easier
Brenda,
for you?
do we even have that as an option to do the year?
I'd have to check with Reese on that, because I only have pricing for 1.5, the 1.5.
And where do the numbers go? So we only have the year and a half, so I don't know what the year really even equals if we,
That's true.
So,
I'm certainly not opposed to the year and a half.
Is that an advantage to kick it to where it?
I like it on the,
contract-
I guess for county wise, yes, the
I
fiscal.
mean,
year.
eventually it's going to have to happen.
It will be there at some point,
So
yes.
why not do it now, get our good numbers, gives us time to get all the options, and then, you
Move
know,
forward, whatever direction we decide to go.
yeah, that's my,
Yeah. Well, in light of all this other stuff going on, I think it'd be nice to,
yeah, not have this.
I'm not saying kick it down the road a little ways, but let's
point.
not,
So I can
if we can focus on some of this other stuff right now that's a little more clear and
I
present.
can recover from my stroke.
Oh, you had one too?
so I'm gonna throw this out, I motion that we pursue the year and a half option.
Do you think we need to discuss any further about recycling and what we're going to do to try to, no?
Well, it's in the option, I mean, it's in the,
No, this is,
it's in there, I mean, you just.
that discussion is
Separate?
orthogonal to the actual discussion about.
Because it's the price for the contract, as is.
Yes.
Yeah, that's at 48%, not 50%.
Okay.
But if we can get 50%,
Brenda, I assume that on this 1.5 year contract, that
If we get.
if we get the 50, that will change the pricing on the recycle, is that true? To,
Well, right now you're 48%,
right,
so it's 2 more percent. I'd have to check with Reese, but quite possibly. I'm not exactly sure. So if you do the 1.5, your trash goes from 1032 to 780 first can,
right.
and 619 second can to 625 second can, but you guys will need to pay your disposal,
We play our
Yeah.
disposal.
which, you know, you can go wherever you want,
Right.
and negotiate the rates.
Yeah,
And then the recycle goes from 558 to 695,
yeah.
also paying.
That based on less than 50%.
If we have over 50, what's the price then, do you know?
I don't have a price.
Would they be willing to negotiate the 50% price with us? Or is this the best we can get?
Well, I don't think they're,
I
I
don't
think you're
know.
talking cents here, I mean, I know it's important.
Maybe, not necessarily.
If you did the 5-year extension, we'd keep the recycle rate the same where it is
Right.
now.
Yeah, but. we
Which could
have
be
to-
to your benefit, just because the tipping fees could go even higher than what they are now in the next 5 years.
Okay, I do have one other question. Say we were able to do this on our own cheaper and we brought it to you, do you match prices? Just asking, I'm just asking.
Here's the thing, have you really looked into doing your own trash and recycling here?
Yeah,
So, I know you mentioned the other day you have a dozer, right? Or what
Backhoe.
machine? Or
no, we
backhoe?
don't.
You have a backhoe?
We have a backhoe.
Okay, so with our trucks, they average around $300,000.
Right.
So that's a lot of
No,
money.
that's what I said, it's, when we
It's
go,
really-
they haven't actually seen the numbers, so over the next period of time when they see the numbers, they'll realize how tough that is to
It is. And so
do.
what we run
Although it's
into,
still doable.
so like for instance, up in Summit County, we serve up Park City area. We run into issues with personnel because it's such a smaller community, and if somebody's out sick for the day, it really taxes all of us because we don't have enough spare drivers. We can pull them from Salt Lake and whatever and then come up the canyon to help out. But for smaller communities, if you don't have CDL licensed drivers who can fill in, then you're short a man or two. So that's the other problem that smaller communities run into when they don't have the resources and manpower to
Right.
run the trucks. You know, there's a lot to consider in doing it yourself.
Trucks can break down, and then you have to have some backup way to do it, and they do break down.
Very often.
So, and we've looked through pretty much all of this, and
I'm asking,
I
is that the
certainly-
lowest it'll ever go? Like, is this the best? I'm sorry, this is me. I have to know I'm getting the best price I can. Is this, is
Prices
it,
never
or
go
even,
down.
that's, maybe not, maybe?
Which price, what do you mean? The-
Well, on all of it, like, this is the low, I mean, because they just keep going up, right?
but when you see what goes into
Well,
this,
No, I know, and I get that,
there's
I
a lot
get
that
that.
goes into it.
I'm just, okay.
There's a lot that has to go into it.
I'm just like, if we're at 48%, can you give us the 50% discount?
They can if you do the 5.5 year contract.
I know, but at a year and a half, is that something you guys could do?
I can't answer that.
I'm pretty sure I can tell you what Reese will say.
That's a race question.
No, because they're not gonna be able to have the time to make up the
The
shortage.
difference? Okay.
Yep.
I just wanna know I'm getting
He
the best
basically
price.
told us that. He basically said, if you
Told
do
us
anything
that.
with the 5.5, you're gonna pay the fair price on the recycling, which is $6.95.
Okay.
That's basically what he said,
Okay.
flat out, and I don't
I'm
blame
trying to
him for
get the
saying
best
it.
deal for our
Well,
city,
because
guys.
they're hemorrhaging money right
Because
now.
they're hemorrhaging money right now.
I know. Okay.
Well, the recycle, the rate would stay the same if you did the 5.5 year, stay 558.
Yeah.
But if you do the 1.5, it's
Yeah,
6.95.
it would, although he
$6.95,
said
but that's
he'd go to,
okay.
he'd keep the 5 something if we were over 50%
For the year
for
and a half.
now. But that's all changing.
For the year and a
That'll
half.
all change. But the year and a half won't. He goes up on the year and a half to what it should be, just like he said in his quote.
Okay. Okay.
Mayor,
Yes,
Sorry,
I second the motion on the table.
okay, so who
Mr.
made the
Chairman,
motion?
Chairman.
You made the motion.
I
So
interrupted
To
you.
go with the year and a half option.
to go with the year and a half option is at the prices that are in the email from Reese.
Yes.
And we bear the responsibility of the tipping fees. Okay, there's a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
I second it.
We have a second. Let's do, see how the vote comes in. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, what's that? What?
Doesn't need to be resolution?
That need to be by resolution, or should we do it just in case?
Well, let's just do it.
Let's do it.
Do we need to do it by resolution?
Yeah, but do a resolution number.
Okay, so what's the resolution
Tell us the
number?
number.
1809, no, 1810-09-1R.
Okay, I modify my motion to add resolution number 18
That's a 10.
10-09-1R.
Okay, now we have a resolution on, motion for a resolution on the table. Is there a second?
Second the resolution.
Jim seconds it. We gotta do a roll call vote. We'll start with Paul.
Aye.
Trish.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
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 Okay, we have it. Unanimous.
Both
right.
ways, just in case.
Great, so we can work with you to get that finalized and move on with life. At least for a year and a half. Okay, that's the conclusion of this. I would recommend that we have a discussion after this. Nelson, you want to make
Okay.
a motion?
I'll make a motion that we go into a closed session as per potential litigation, as per state code.
Okay, we have a motion to adjourn the public portion of this meeting and go into a private session.
Second.
And we have a second. Do I have to do this by vote, or does it?
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Okay, we gotta go to Jim first.
Aye.
Aye.
Jared.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, well, it sounds like we're adjourned. We will